different, would your life be the same? If you were a Fred, would your partner be dead? If
Just as
you
well be dead.
if you were called Harry, would you be so? Larry, Curly, or Moe? Would they be a friend or foe? Please relax and enjoy your pancake. I present to you today Toastmaster Tom Lake.
So what's in a name? When I was born, I was given a name, as so many of us were, and that name was, and still is, Thomas Isaac Lake. Now notice what's missing from this tag. Isaac. And for many, many years, I was very uncomfortable with my middle name. Okay? Not a normal name for a Gentile. I know one other Isaac in my whole life, but the real reason I was uncomfortable with my middle name was because I did not know how to spell it. You see, I was confused. Was it ISAAC? Or was it something else? ISAAC. They look very similar, don't they? Do they say the same thing? I did this before coffee. That's that's correct. That's supposed to be ISSAC. That was unintentional, but it was fun. Anyway, you get the idea. So I'm sure I asked my mom many times, how do I spell my name? And she told me many times, but it never really stuck. Okay? Finally, when I went off to school at FSU, I did something really good. I read the book of Genesis. And there, in print, well, these are both the correct spelling, was the correct spelling. And since then, I was very, very comfortable with my name, even though I'm still a Gentile. Now, I can envision a time even nowadays where I could be uncomfortable with that name. So I'm going to paint a scenario. Let's say that this Saturday night, I go out to the local saloon. I get a little bit inebriated. And on the way home, I'm greeted by one of Orlando's finest. And she says, "May I see your driver's license?" "Certainly, Ossifer, you can see my driver's license." I give her my driver's license. She looks it over. She looks me over. She sizes me up. And as a test, she asks me, "Can you please spell your middle name for me?" I think about it. I don't know about this. I think a little bit more. I've got it. IASS. See? Not good. Bad night at the saloon. I might end up on 33rd Street. So much for the middle name. So now I'm most of the time comfortable with it unless I am supposed to spell it wrong or I'm at the saloon for too long. Now, my first name is Thomas. My brother's name, James. Denny, what's your first name? Really?
Francois.
I expected you to say Dennis. Well, so much for me. I actually wanted for Tim to be here. I was going to call him Timmy. But anyway, certain names lend themselves to what I call kitty names. So if your name were Dennis, you could be called Denny, or Timothy could be called Timmy. James was called Jimmy, and what was Thomas called?
Tommy.
Absolutely. So that was my kitty name, and I was very comfortable with my kitty name for a long, long time. I didn't know any better. So when I was a kid, elementary school, middle school, high school, I was Tommy. So my mom, I was always Tommy. Of course, because moms don't change, as you know. Anyway, so I was Tommy for a long, long time. I graduated from high school, and I got my first job. So when I was almost 18, my first job was with Pick and Save. Remember Pick and Save?
Yes.
Yes.
Pick and Save was a very, very, very bad version of Walmart. It was a very rough place to work. It was a rough place to shop. Okay? So I showed up for my first day at Pick and Save. I introduced myself to the boss, and he asked me, "What is your name?" I said, "Well, my name is Tommy." He looks at me. He sizes me up. I get sized up a lot. He sizes me up. He shakes his head in disgust. We don't have Tommies here. This is a true story. Your name is Tom. So, from that day forward, except for family, I became Tom. And that was fine. And that was all the way through junior college, Florida State, when I worked for the state, when I worked for the big accounting firms, and when I worked for Sprint. I was Tom, and that went on for many, many years. As a matter of fact, most of you still call me Tom. I also teach a CPA review course. So I hired a guy to co-teach with me, because I don't want to teach that much. And his name is Tom Cox. Okay, so we had the Tom and Tom show going,
Yeah.
which was fine, except when it came time for evaluations. Time for evaluations, they got us confused, so we had to explain. I'm Tom Blake, I'm the tax guy, he's Tom Cox, he's the financial guy. But I also decided I'm going to change my name in the classroom to Thomas, back to the real name, and it avoided the confusion. Now let me show you why Thomas is a really good professional name. Patty, my name is Thomas, and I would like to do your bookkeeping this year.
Thank you. I think I sound like a trustworthy bookkeeper.
I like that. I like that. Well, it's a very professional, mature name. I have a little bit of wisdom. She sizes me up, hopefully not disgust. I guess you don't. She said, "Oh, a touch of gray even." So now, just so you know, we have ways of making sure there's only a touch of gray. Anyway, so I go to Michelle. Michelle, my name is Tom. I'd like to do your taxes this year.
Okay.
There you go, very easy. Tom is a good name, Thomas is better. You can't get this one. So then I go to my dear friend Denise. Hi Denise.
Hello, Thomas.
No, I'm Tommy. I'm Tommy and I would like to represent you before the IRS for your examination. How do you feel? Don't say anything. You take me by the hand, say, "You know, Tommy, let's go to the playground and play hopscotch." She looks at me and she sizes me up and she says, "We'll go play hopscotch, but you are not going to represent me before the IRS." So that's where you can see very vividly that Thomas is a much better name. So those are my names, the whole gamut. When it gets right down to it, what do you want to call me? Isaac, Tommy, Tom, Thomas? Doesn't really matter. Just be sure to call me in time for supper. Thank you.